All right, we're back for round two. I didn't really expect to enjoy making a YouTube video. It was kind of just something that I wanted to talk about, but I enjoyed making the video, so I guess I'll keep making these as long as I enjoy it. It was pretty chill, but I'm recording this a little better now, so the audio won't be like as clippy as it was. Like, I'm using an actual mic now. Last video I was literally using the voice memo app on my iPhone, so it'll be a little better. But what I want to talk about, probably what I'm going to title the video is, I see why they refer to us as Goyim. Yeah, I completely understand why they call us, Gentiles, and there's a few reasons, but I'll get on to them. This is probably one of the less major points, but the food, man. So, I'm definitely guilty of this to an aspect, at least. Like, my favorite comfort food is Oreos, man. Oreos. That is like, I love them, dude. But, I saw a video on how they're actually made, and it just disgusted me. It's just the chocolate part of the what'd you call that? The cookie. It's made out of fucking 50% growth hormone, dude. There's barely any actual chocolate in that. And the center cream part is homogenized palm juice. I mean, I see how they make it, dude, but it's not stopping me, because those shits are bussin', especially with some milk. But the food, man. I'm also a pretty frequent Taco Bell customer. That's another big dog brand, for surely. That shit's also very nasty. This guy's gonna eat some fucking grenade right quick. Shit. I mean, there's a reason why kosher food exists, bro. They don't eat this shit, man. They know this shit is terrible for you. Genuinely. I've seen people say McDonald's is made out of people and shit. I mean, it's a little bit of a stretch, but I would believe that. How much burgers they make and how many cows there are in the world, bro. There's probably a little little Timmy in that bitch, let's say. But and this is normal American food. This is shit that a majority of us, me and you, we eat this shit. We're eating the fucking grain sludge, currently. I mean, I literally, I got the addictive tick in my brain to go buy a pack of, Oreos, because they fucking jack it up with so many chemicals, That's us, bro. Definitely another reason why they call us Goyim, Another reason why we're the Gentiles is the insane heaps of money we spend to attain cultural, man, what's the word, to appear we have motion and shit, bro. I'm gonna hate on this one guy I know, because I know he's not watching this shit. I'm not really hating on him, bro. He just makes bad money choices. But he bought a brand new car, I think 5 months ago. And I think you know where this is going. But he wrecked that shit. So his brand new Honda, I think, completely totaled. I mean, luckily, he was lucky enough to get an insurance claim for that. But, I mean, what does he do with his insurance claim? He goes right back to the Honda dealer and buys a fucking brand new Honda. What do brand new cars do? They depreciate in value the second you drive them off the fucking lot. So this guy basically just, even though he got an insurance claim, he sold away $16,000, I would say, of lost value just on driving for 3 to 4 months. So that is a Goyim financial move, 100%. And, you know, if you happen to be watching this, dude, I'm sorry. I'm not, like, hating on you. I think you're a chill-ass dude, but, like, fuck! That shit was so dumb, bro. You could have just bought, like, a shit box, dude. Like, realistically, you don't really know how to drive. Look, I'm just keeping it a stack. Like, you could have just bought a shit box. Alright, this is probably, like, the most minor of all the things, but I need to touch on sports in this video, obviously. You know, the good old goy ball. I completely understand your affinity for sports if you are in high school or college and you're fucking watching your high school team or your college team. But outside of that, it's genuinely just like shit for like the most gentile of Goyim. I mean, what are you doing? You're watching, you know, 39-year-old, you know, retarded men and, you know, beat themselves all day and get, like, CTE, bro. Like, this is genuinely just low IQ entertainment, bro. Like, I would rather watch, like, you know, I would rather, like, goon instead of watching, like, goy ball. You know, I feel like gooning is more mentally stimulating than goy ball. I mean, that might be pushing it for some of y'all, and you might be like, yo, you're tripping. But that shit's fucking true, bro. Man, also fucking goy ball fans are some of, like, the most low IQ people I've met in my, like, life. Like, I'm not a beacon of intelligence, but, like, bro. Like, I had this one coworker who's since been fired, but, I mean, you know. He only would ever talk about, like, sports and shit, you know. He had a fucking large New York Giants sticker on his, like, water bottle. You know, that was his entire personality. And this dude was going to a college in the town that I live in, and he, you know, he basically dropped out, only to discover that it's like he was originally going to college for, you know, football, but, you know, he dropped out. He really wanted to get back in, so he struggled his way back in, and he got like mommy and daddy to, you know, help him with shit. But you know, just every single conversation with this dude was either sports or foids or like strange occurrences from his high school era, which was insane because I'm pretty sure he was like 26 years old. You know, we're still talking about high school and we're 26. You know, he still follows these people on Instagram. He showed me. Like, I didn't have the heart to tell him, like, this is fucking sad, dude. But this dude was like, I would consider him to be like, you know, pretty fucking attractive. You know, he's one of those, bruh. So, like, he would kind of just fuck off at work if he was, like, busy talking to a void or something, you know, completely just, like, lose focus. I mean, like, I definitely complained about that shit a fuck ton, you know. I hope I contributed to getting him fired, personally. Not to be, like, you know, not to try to cut him off from the void interactions, but, like, this was a job where you kind of had to be, like, you know, locked in. You had to be tapped in. Like, if it's a small staff too, so if one dude was not putting in work, it was definitely felt. So he's kind of like, you know, anchoring, you know, the rest of us when we're trying to fucking lock in. So that dude was definitely a dickhead. One thing I noticed from this guy, I'm going to be so honest when I say this. I am 5'11", which is not like, you know, the biggest ever, but it's still like, all right. Like, there have been times when I've been in Mexico before, and, you know, they're very short over there. So it felt fucking awesome when I was there. But, you know, in my hometown in, you know, Central Florida, I mean, 5'11" is nothing crazy. But I had fucking Mexicans looking at me like I was like an NBA star, bro. Like, I need to go back. That was a fucking awesome experience. Let me get back on topic though. Yeah, 5'11", this dude was probably like 5'10" when I first saw him, and I vividly remember like being slightly taller than him. And I used to work in like Nike Dunk shoes. Like, these shoes had like no like insole like at all. They weren't really, you know, elevating my height. at all. But you know, as time went on, I'm like 90% sure this guy started wearing height boosters, because like as the weeks would pass, he would like slowly get taller than me. And there's no way this 26-year-old fucking grown ass dude is like getting taller, bro. He's literally like fucking like withering. So dude was rocking like height boosters on me, and I'm not sure if I was the cause for that, but most of the people that work there are like kind of shorter. Like the next dude down from me is like 5'8", so I think I intimidated him. I'm like, that sounds corny as fuck, but I think I like intimidated this guy, and he definitely like pulls more foids than me, like like no context, but like still, bro, like I think I intimidated his little sissy ass. You know, I inspired this 26-year-old withering goyball fan to, you know, put in height boosters in his shoes, I guess, is the moral of that story. But, you know, another reason why they definitely call us Goyim, and I'm definitely guilty of this, is like the way, you know, we treat women, bro. And that's not without like reason, but, you know, let me elaborate. You know, like actual diamond in the rough women are like, well, you know, I just said like a fucking diamond, dude. So, I mean, that statement definitely applies, dude. Like finding a awesome fucking girl that you get along with is very fucking cool, dude. And, you know, I, you know, have to talk to maybe like 30 plus people every single day for my job. You know, I won't elaborate that, and I'm not fucking doxing myself, but I talk to a lot of people every day for my job. And it's only like once every, I would say, like 6 months that I find like a genuinely awesome, entertaining, like cool, you know, interesting. My bad for all the fucking adjectives, but like a cool foid, bro. And I'm partially talking about this because I had an experience with that like last night when I got off work. You know, I'm pretty confident that I'll see her again. I mean, I'm not fucking, you know, you're not gonna be able to find out where I am, but I work at a bar, dude. So, you know, she got a little drunk at the end, and I was totally gonna get her, you know, phone number, because we were flicking and shit. Like, she seemed very cool, man. She was a cave diver and shit. That might kind of leak my area, but I don't give a fuck. So she was a cave diver. She was a little drunk. Holy fucking voice crack. But you know, I felt a little guilty about getting her number, bro. Like, my intentions definitely were not to you know, crack that shit. You know, I'd like to get to know her a little better, because, you know, she was one of those, bro. Those foids are fucking 1 in a million. So, you know, I did not end up getting her number, but if I you know, I told her, you know, at the end, I was like, yo, if I see you again, I'm, you know, totally getting that, but I don't really feel comfortable because you're a little fucked up right now. And yeah, you might regret it when you wake up, man. But shit. She was like a very, you know, I'm very judgmental, so this is like a good rating coming from me. She was an extremely solid, like 7 out of 10, bro. And I mean that with like the utmost respect, because in my heart, you know, 7 out of 10 women that have like an amazing fucking personality are genuinely more attractive than like the highest echelon of, you know, women. You know, women that are, you know, decent looking, you know, that are awesome, that have very cool hobbies and are like actually entertaining people. You know, they dwarf fucking like Stacy's and shit. Like, this is just how I feel personally. And you know, if you don't feel this way, I think you might be, you know, closeted as a man. Like, as a grown man, I think you might be closeted if you don't think the exact same way as me. So back to my point about like the Goyim foid shit. You know, the reality is these women are, you know, 1 in maybe like 5,000, I would say. And like the rest of them are kind of like, you know, I'm very guilty of kind of treating most girls like they're not really shit. That sounds very corny coming from me, especially because I'm not like the best looking dude ever. But I mean, it's just the reality, bro. Like, you I have to deal with, annoying foids as my full-time job, bro. So I'm like extremely used to it at this point. And this, when I first started this job, I was kind of, out of high school at least, I was fucking goofy. I mean, I was doing online class like more than half of my entire like high school era. So I was like awful at talking to people, and just doing this fucking job has helped like so much, dude. Like more confidence like than ever. And confidence is just a fucking cope, but the thing is I can like talk to people now and not seem like extremely weird or out of place. I can kind of blend in even when I'm not like a complete fucking NPC. And I mean, it's not the the hats the small hat people's fault that women are this way. I mean, it's kind of just how women are, but still that like they definitely consider us Gentiles for that. The small percentage of women that are bearable, it's very hard to get them. So that's definitely like a Gentile thing. Man, another part of this is just the music that women willingly consume. I mean, we've all seen those like clips of Sabrina Carpenter and Taylor Swift, doing the most corny shit ever. Like, oh, fuck the patriarchy. Like, there is no fucking patriarchy, dude. It's a Jewigarchy. Like, be fucking for real, dude. There is no patriarchy, bro. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Shit, I mean, these are just some of the reasons why they consider us Goyim. I'm not trying to drag the video forever. I think we had a good run, dude. I will probably make another one maybe on, Monday or Tuesday. I hope y'all have a, good night. This might be more of a regular thing. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see!